Hi, this is Rosie, live from our booth at the International Broadcasting Convention in Amsterdam. Every half an hour I'm going to talk to a new person in the industry, and today standing next to me is Sarah Geeroms, Head of Future Media Hubs. Hi,
That's
Sarah.
right. Hello.
I almost lost it there, but yeah, how are you today?
I'm very well, thank you, and no worries, that happens.
Yeah, it's early, your first interview of the day, so...
Indeed, and once I'm gone, you will remember for sure.
Exactly. So we're going to talk about Future Media Hubs today. You're head of Future Media Hubs. What does that mean?
That means that I'm leading a small team who are all working on a community of public and commercial media organizations, and we bring them together to really discuss about innovative topics and to start up collaborations.
So you're surrounded by innovation. Is it an inspiring environment to you?
Yeah, definitely, because it's changing all the time. It's really a sparkling environment. People have a lot of ideas. They want to experiment. Sometimes things doesn't work out, but you have the space to fail a little bit. So that's really nice to be surrounded by that, by all these interesting and great and very smart people. And what we do is mostly facilitate innovation, make sure people find each other, that bridges are being built and that projects are started and then followed up.
Mm-hmm. And it's Europe based?
Yes,
right?
So we are based in Brussels. We are part of VRT, but we're also financed by RTBF. And we look towards the whole European market and sometimes also even beyond. So for example, for big events like South by Southwest, we go there and then we try to set up like a European media side event, stuff like that. But in general, European based.
Yeah. And is there any plans on going even bigger?
Before COVID, we had quite some discussions with, for example, people in Canada or in the US. But then, unfortunately, that stopped a little bit. So we will now try to pick that up again.
Yeah.
So the main ambition is to make sure that what we're building in Europe is really strong and that we really have enough impact. But once that is certain, then we will go beyond again and make sure that we are on the lookout for new opportunities abroad.
Sky is the limit.
Yeah, definitely.
What trends do you see in tech development?
Yeah, so I'm not the biggest technologist, but the things that I see, and I guess we all see them, are everything around AI, machine learning, data, very hot topic as well, Internet of Things, and for sure also everything related to the virtual production and the evolution of metaverse. These are the things that are always popping up in our groups as well.
Yeah.
So also for us, it's really interesting to learn how it works, what the challenges are, what the opportunities are, and so on.
So there is focus groups, or how exactly does it work?
Yeah, so we have 4 different groups that gather once a month. So every group once a month. And so the first group is around startups and scale-ups. That's also how I know TinkerTalks. So there basically we would try to help other media organizations with setting up sort of a framework on how to work with startups and scale-ups. Not that we have all the answers, but I think the knowledge that some of the European media organizations have, this is very useful for others who are new at it. And we also discuss who are the most promising European startups, who has done a project with whom, how did that go, and then other members can immediately build upon that experience. So the second group is where we talk about the newest video, audio and digital technologies, everything related to AI, 5G, the newest backpacks to make content more cheaper and efficient.
To stay on top of
Indeed. So that's a really technical group. And then the third group is related to the younger audiences. Obviously, for us as a public broadcaster generation, the next generation is really important. So we try to discuss with each other how we can reach them, how we can better interact with them, and so on. And then the last group, which is our newest group, but it goes very well, is everything related to gaming. So gaming, esports, the different gaming technologies, the platforms. These are discussions we are having there. And then so beyond the monthly meeting, we have then these events, and we have one strategic meeting every year. So where we gather during 2 days, have some interesting conversations, and we definitely also look at opportunities to, for example, get some funded projects together, and so on. So that's how it works in short.
Help each other grow.
Yeah, because Yeah, we're just too small as local media organizations. And with local, I mean like national media organizations in general, with a few exceptions. So if we don't help each other out, then it will be too difficult to survive.
Yeah.
So even like with our competitors, because a lot of the Belgian competitors of, for example, VRT are part of the group. But even if you compete on content, there are still ways to think about how you can strengthen each other on technology. If it's just in exchanging, if it's with some buying components together, or buying something that anyone else built. So it's just a matter of really thinking it through and see where you can be of use for each other.
So there's bigger broadcasters, but also smaller startups that are all mixed together in.
Well, no, we really focus only on the media organizations.
Yeah.
So the big and small ones, think BBC, Red Bull Media House, France Télévisions.
Yeah.
But we try in the group, for example, startups and scale-ups, we try to help startups and scale-ups grow.
Yeah.
So we try to give them opportunities to pitch. We try to match them to the different members. So they are the second phase. First phase is always the media organizations, and then it's to help the startups scale through the network actually.
And how do you reach out to them? How?
Mostly some of them, like TinkerTalks, we know from the past.
From VRT Sandbox?
Yeah, from VRT Sandbox, and obviously as we are a VRT initiative, that helps. But all the new ones are being proposed by members. So basically within our group related to startups and scale-ups, a member can say, hey, I met this new startup, I've done this case for them, and I would like to introduce them to the group. And then they have a moment to pitch in one of the sessions. People can ask questions about it, and then we put them on our Google Drive, and when we have then events, we can send them, depending on the topic, towards some of the events. So it really depends on the different members who they introduce within the group. And hopefully they introduce the startups that are really useful for them, so that we have a quality label of European startups with whom we can then continue to work with.
So it happens that you stop working with specific organizations because it's not contributing enough, or?
That could be. Again, it's not us who decide, it's mostly the members. But for example, let's say if one member has done a project with a startup and they feel like the case didn't go well, then they obviously share these experiences with the whole of Europe.
And there are votes, or?
There are not, no votes, but there are discussions on it, and there's like sort of an Excel with really like, I've worked with them from that time till that time, this is what I learned, this went well, this could have been better, this might be an opportunity for the future. So we really try to keep track of it so that other members can gain from it, from that experience. That's what really makes the network so strong. People don't need to start over again, they can really see, okay, these have been working with these and these, let's have a chat, a discussion on how that went, and then they can build up from that.
So are you also on the lookout here for inspiration?
Well, not personally. Some people of the team are. We are mostly here to really meet media organizations that in general we work with all of the time. They're all here, so it's always good to have a live discussion again. And we also hosted a session yesterday at EBU booth of an hour and a half, where we had 5 projects that were being presented by BBC, YLE, RTBF, VRT, and one more. And doesn't matter. But it was a very interesting session. So we try to bring people together and get the conversation going.
Yeah. Well, I wish you a pleasant last day of IBC, and thank you for hopping in our studio today.
Well, thank you for having me, and I wish you all of the luck of the world.
Thank you.